Well, boys, today is tomorrow and the goods have been delivered because Idubbbz dropped his latest pile of onto the internet. Alright, absolutely just filthy, disgusting. Alright, brother, let's go ahead and eat up this slop. Alright, chat, let's go ahead and eat this slop. This is like, what, day 4 or 5 of me being sick, by the way, so if I lose energy even more, sorry. But the grind continues. All right, we're trying to hit 30K. So, boys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And also, there's one more thing. Turn off restricted mode. Yo, here's a little video on how to turn it off. Because for some reason, YouTube now has a mode where they just restrict videos. And for some people, it's set to default if they think you're under 18 or too much of a baby to handle a fish in a fishbowl. And literally shout out to Friendly Jordy, the one that showed me how to do this right front and center. As soon as you turn it off, his videos come up, just like probably mine. So go ahead, spread the word on that. And while you're spreading the word on that, don't forget to share this video because we're about to get into some good shit. Because this boy Idubbbz is delusional. Alright, that is the best thing that I can say about he's just delusional for thinking that, oh, I'm gonna make this video coming out clean and this is just gonna fix everything. And I just mean everything for me, alright? Nothing bad will ever happen. But let's get right into this, boys, because oh my god, this man, he's gonna go off on a couple rambles as well, but don't worry, I'm gonna cut those out too. But yeah, no, let's get into this video.
By the way, the background is a work in progress, so you can just tune that out. Today, I'm going to be doing the thing that everyone tells you not to do, and that is feed the trolls. One of the more important things that I want to talk about is my relationship with Anissa. I love Anissa. I love everything about her. I've only grown to love her more with time, and a lot of people online don't see it that way.
Yep, boys, go ahead. Go claps all around. We've made it into an Idubbbz video. Chat, if you told me 12 years ago straight, you're gonna be in an Idubbbz video, brother, you're gonna be in an Idubbbz video, I would be trembling my little boots. I'd be like, what kind of slur is this man gonna call me? A trout? A goldfish? A bait? A masturbator? But I guess, boys, whenever you're this great, whenever you're part of the fish bowl, hey, you gotta take every win, alright? You gotta take every win with every L. But right now, we are winning too hard, boys. All right, we got underneath this boy's skin, eating the fat and flesh from the inside out. Oof, we tearing his little ass up. But, hey, man, just saying, chat, that's all we needed to see. All right, video over. I'm just playing. Let's continue on watching this train wreck. Because Idubbbz then gets into him talking about why his wife essentially speaks for him, a 34-year-old grown man. He's basically trying to say, I'm a stoic man. I'm about damn near mute. And my woman doesn't know how to shut the fuck up. It's a perfect pair. It's a perfect pair. I am too paralyzed by social pressures to even blurt out my order at McDonald's. That's why my woman has to do. And it's just like, bro, this is getting a little sad. It's like, all right, we don't need this much information from you. All right, it's getting sadder the more information he gives us.
For me, it's very obvious. I thought more people would be able to catch on. I am quiet, stoic, not talkative. She is the opposite of that. She is loud, very talkative, social. People struggle to understand that dynamic, I think, especially me being a person who has made a career of talking online.
He's trying to rewrite history here. He's made a career out of talking online, not just talking like, oh guys, the weather today beautiful, look at these cherry tomatoes grew in my garden, yo, I'm playing Stardew Valley today. No, he has grown an audience for talking to other people and their audience. Like, he's trying to rewrite history here, like minimize how he grew his audience. You didn't grow your audience from just passively talking online about benign, mundane things, or even relatively interesting things that weren't controversial, or even were controversial, but they were controversial in a more nuanced sense. Like, you can't really be mad at it. It's more nuanced in a way. It's like, no, you were talking shit on the internet, and that's how you grew. We're not going to be sitting here like, oh no, my whole entire thing was I just, passively talked online, and as soon as I shut the laptop, I became a neat freak. I just sat there quietly. I just became meek. and fragile. You know, I'm just a little guy. I'm like, this man is literally 6'2". Brother, I think you're past the height limit of being timid. Who are you afraid of? Like, my man, you are past that height limit. Hit the gym if you're that scared. Get a gun. Like, my guy. Like, you cannot be this timid at 6'2". Like, this man, if you walked up to him in public, started talking shit to him, he probably would piss his pants. Like, I'm not even playing, boys. Literally, Keemstar is half your height, and we have seen that man flip over tables. Alright, he has been fighting. You can say you hate Keemstar all you want. We have seen that boy throw hands, at least. Even if he loses, at least he throws hands. Idubbbz gets beat up in a boxing match, not even defending himself. Literally. But no, now he wants to rewrite history as in, no, all I did was just talk on the internet, and that's how I grew my audience. Not saying that you were a little shit talker, and now whenever people are talking a little shit to you, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's big mean. That's big mean.
So yes, Anissa will oftentimes, like in many relationships, be the more talkative one. We've been together for nearly 10 years, and all of it has been online for the public to see, and there are still people accusing her of cheating, accusing me of being in an abusive relationship. None of this is true.
Alright, boys, we're gonna have to skip past a little bit, because you already know I'm gonna just keep cutting in with my little 2 cents, and you know, that's gonna be for like the full reaction video whenever we're doing it with stream. But, my guy, isn't the whole point of cheating is the other person isn't supposed to know? That's like the whole point of it. They're supposed to have their little thing on the side and you at home. That's like the whole point of cheating. It's like me saying, no, my wife isn't cheating on me. She just goes out very late at night at odd hours, comes back sweaty with her hair all in a mess and her makeup running down her face. She was on a jog. Yes, she jogs with makeup. Women deserve to look pretty while they're working out. It's like, okay, bro. She's not doing anything nefarious at all. All right. If you say so. Hey, living your delusional fantasies. But continuing on, for some reason, the man that has been on the internet for, well, over a decade, and that has used these same strategies that people are now using against him to egg him and goat him into responding so he can make more content on them. For some reason, now that they're using these tactics of just taking any little thing and blowing it out of proportion, just like how he took Leafy putting his hand on his microphone or his sleeve above his chin as like some way of saying Leafy is disgusted with his chin. Look at that putrid thing, when in reality the man's like half Asian. If you look at any of them, they ain't really got chins like that. They ain't really rocking the crimson chin out there in China. But instead of him realizing, oh, these are the same exact tactics I used back in the day, how about I just not fall for them? He falls for them. Alright, he falls for them. So of course, whenever he tries to quote unquote post a normal picture, which, brother, if you're just getting shit online, why are you trying to post shit at all? Especially if you're not making money off of it. Like, that's something else I don't get. Why are you trying to post normal Twitter pictures? What does posting normal Twitter pictures do for you? You're not making any money off of that shit. But of course, people dissected any little detail at all. And of course, he didn't like that. But whenever he did it to make hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, it was fine. But now when there's someone else says to him, it's bullying and it's disgusting.
We're going to post some normal stuff. Anissa posts just me with a picture of my dog, and this is the type of commentary we get about it.
Idubbbz with the bull. Gorgeous Gabe Plowder in the back room of the salon. 3-hour bukkake session with all of the male stylists.
If you're curious about the hairdresser these guys are talking about, I will point you to my disgraced boxing coach, Michael Briggs. For some reason, this stupid fucking loser and his dumb as rocks wife,
the same dumb as rocks wife that you refused to help whenever she asked you to help promote her charity to end child marriage, that dumb as rock wife.
I'm a child bride survivor, and at the age of 12 I was put into a child marriage from the time I was 12 until 23. Within my child marriage, I had 2 kids when I was 15 and 17, and this happened in America. Okay, and Ian and Nisa are well aware of my story because I've had them at home. They've seen my kids and everything. And so last year, right, 2024, I learned that there was a House bill in Washington State trying to pass House Bill 1455 to end child marriage. And so when I learned of this bill, I thought to myself, even though it had been 15 years since I escaped my prison, like, this is a chance for me to come forward and tell my story. I sent, so Michael and I went to Olympia in Washington. We met with politicians. We lobbied to support the bill. I gave my public testimony to support the bill. And, I was on Seattle Times and television and everything. And I reached out to Ian and Nisa and I asked them if they could help, share the information, because it was really important to me that this bill passed. And they just both left me on red. But guess what? Today, when they saw the highlights on Ian's story that we were going to be on here, Ian, Anissa was texting me and Michael, and they were like,
they ignored us when we were like trying to fight child marriage. But then when they found out,
are they pro child marriage?
They take a hard speech.
That's why it makes one. Begs the question. Yeah. Wait, so how? And if you're uncomfortable talking about this, refrain. But it sounds. How did you get married at 12?
So basically, in Washington State, there's no law to prevent parents from marrying their children. So as long as there's a parental consent, then the judge on it and it happens, it could just marry a child at the age of 2.
What?
Let's get it straight. Idubbbz here. What dumbass rock wife are you talking about? Are you talking about the woman who was sold into basically child slavery at a young age and was able to escape and asked you and your wife to help promote her charity to end child marriage? Is that the person you're talking about right now? That's the person. I'm just asking here. Is that the person you're calling dumb as rocks? The one that is trying to help end child suffering? Now, obviously, this man, Idubbbz, did respond to the whole child marriage thing, basically saying, yeah, I was already mad at them at that point over some other BS because they asked if he could be a guarantor on their gym, and instead of him just being a rational human being and saying, no, can't right now, but, sorry. he rather just ignore them at that point. For some reason, that was the thing that set them off. that set him off more than anything, is them being like, hey, it was fun boxing and training with you. Do you think you could help us, continue to achieve our dreams, seeing that you was able to achieve yours? No. But essentially, whenever his wife, sent over the message saying, hey, do you think you could help me out with passing this bill to end child marriage? He basically said, I looked at it, skimmed over it, and closed that bitch because I was mad and I didn't want to do anything with them. It's like, all right, bro, what happened to doing the right thing? Where's the empathy at, Mr. 34? You're 2 years into the empathy arc, and you're already showing your whole ass.
I wasn't done being angry about it for sure. But Kate did message me about like a child marriage bill thing, and I didn't pass it along to Anissa. I looked at it and I closed it. So was I being like, negligent to that relationship? Sure. But no, Anissa and I don't support child marriage or whatever fucking crazy story that they're spinning. I was just angry at them, and I was like, fuck you guys. I'm not going to be boxing anytime soon, and I'm done with this shit. But at least for the child marriage thing, like, they didn't message Anissa about that shit. That was definitely a me thing, me being like just kind of angry and uncaring about it.
But Mr. Idubbbz, what about our silence meaning something? Your silence means something. It means saying that, I guess H3's quote-unquote silence about Palestine means for some reason he supports Israel. That means your silence on this means you support? Who would have known child marriage? Who would have known your logic would have came all the way back around like a damn boomerang? My guy, you can't be falling for these traps. You cannot just be walking into these rakes and then walking out like, oh no, I was in the correct. All right, I was in the correct. It's like, bro, you did this same exact logic. But now whenever it's used against you, you can't do that. That's my move. You can't hit my signature move on me. You can't RKO me like this. Rev. I need help, Rev. He doing illegal moves. Only I can do that move. He sounds like a toddler trying to make up a new rule so he doesn't get out in like hide and seek or like dodgeball or something. It's like, no, you gotta now hit me 10 times. You can't hit me once. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
decided to go on the H3 podcast. They already spilled their guts. They were getting paid like $5,000 to go on this podcast.
I'm going to be sending you guys $5,000 for the bonus that you never got.
I like how he showed the reason why they got the $5,000 is because apparently you were supposed to pay them a bonus, but you didn't. He literally shows the reasoning why they got paid $5K, not to come up there to trash you, but for money they say you owed them. But he roundabouts his way back to that topic. But for right now, he's stuck on that gorgeous Gabe. I mean, like, the way that Idubbbz talks about him at this point, I'm gonna be like, hey man, sounds like you doing a little bit of projecting right here.
I think they were maybe afraid that they wouldn't get the money if they didn't thoroughly trash us. So them maybe thinking that they weren't trashing us hard enough, Michael Briggs decided to invoke the name of one of his presumably friends and say that Anissa was like thirsting after him.
She definitely had a big crush on one of the guys that would come in and spar with them, because anytime they would spar, she would just be super into it and watch every moment. Even if he would like beat Ian up, she'd be very into it.
For whatever it's worth, every time Michael Briggs, my disgraced boxing coach, would reference Gabe, he would always refer to him as Gorgeous Gabe. He couldn't help but refer to him as Gorgeous Gabe on the podcast.
I would call him Gorgeous Gabe.
He's a beautiful guy.
Yeah, he's got tattoos. He's large. He's tan.
I don't call him that. My wife doesn't call him that. If you have some unresolved sexual tension or fantasies, whatever the fuck it is, you need to keep that shit to yourself and not project it onto other people. I wish the best to Gabe. Michael Briggs, on the other hand, absolute fucking creep weirdo.
Hey man, sounds like Gabe was putting in that work. Even Idubbbz was in the chair like, damn. And you can just hit that move? How you get that angle right there? You put your foot up like that? God, Anissa, you getting that shit? He was like, oh no. Let me personally say, Gabe, my heart goes out to you, by the way, Gabe. Hit me up. Yeah, hit me up. It needs another round. But fuck that Michael Briggs guy. I'm just saying here, if Gabe didn't do anything wrong, why are you even saying, I hope everything goes well for Gabe? Who cares? What? Who the f is just like, oh, this random person that was thrown into this, drama? Oh, whatever. Cool, whatever. Like, who the f is just like, but specifically, this one person that was seen in a sexual light around my wife, I hope everything goes well for you. Just saying, Gabe, we're always open for a throuple. Anissa might even leave me for you. She might even leave me for you. But this man is out here trying to make it seem like a man can't appreciate another man's body. I mean, like, is he not gorgeous? Huh? I'm just saying, maybe you're the one with some, harbored feelings here. I'm saying, I can say whenever it looks good. I'm like, hey, man, you got that fit on. Hey, man, you got that shit on. Hey, and you hit the gym. Hey, that's it, my boy. Just like how I tell a motherfucker, you put that on, and I can see the stink lines. Get the fuck away from me, right? You can compliment someone. If the man's gorgeous, I mean, like, there ain't no reason to hate now. There ain't no reason to hate just because you can't look like that, all right? But the projection doesn't stop, boys, because this man then goes in talking about how people don't know the damage you can do to someone by turning them into a Lolcow, like you did with everyone you did a content cop on. Excuse me? Like, I'm not saying everyone on the content cop was innocent, but I'm like, there were innocent people who were hurt by the content cop. Like, let me bring this up. The only person he never apologized to, the only black person he ever made a content cop on, Jinx Reloaded, who did literally nothing to him. Jinx Reloaded did literally nothing. Now, you can say, freebooting videos, quote unquote, watching videos, and, giving little to no commentary isn't good, which is true. But also, I mean, like, boys, we're in 2025. People be freebooting all day. All right, you got to get on the game. Jinx Reloaded was ahead of his time. This man really took down a pioneer. Let's all be honest here, because he was a successful black man. I mean, like, what else can we say? Because he's been silent on Jinx. For some reason, out of everyone he could have apologized to, he apologized to the one white girl calling everyone an N-word, Leafy bullying people, and I'm pretty sure he even apologized to Rice Gum. who literally was bullying babies, like legit fetuses. But now people can get damaged from being turned into Lolcows. It's so weird how the 26, 27-year-old can have thought of that, but the 34-year-old, oh my God. Whenever it happened to me, I can see this is not the way. It's just so easy for him to, not think about any of his victims that he turned into Lolcows and destroyed lives of some. It's so easy for him to forget about it because his life became perfect for a while until Anissa literally messed it up. But it was so easy for him to forget about Jinx Reloaded whenever he was doing his apology video. But for some reason, we're supposed to remember him as this human, this bastion of light, someone that turned their life around. You couldn't even apologize to the one person that did nothing to you. Like, Jinx literally did nothing to deserve the content cop that destroyed his career. He literally didn't do shit. Literally, his style is being recreated by top Twitch streamers and even you on your own Twitch stream. But for some reason, he can't apologize to Jinx. For some reason, he refuses to talk about Jinx. And I don't know why. Like, I just don't know why. But for some reason, we're supposed to be upset whenever people are starting to ruin and destroy his life. Something that literally he did to other people for what he thinks are minor offenses. Like, all right, my life shouldn't be ruined over this. Like, this is so small. Like, this is so small. But, brother, that is exactly how you built your whole career, is by taking tiny little mistakes and blowing them out of the water. Like, that's literally how you made your career. It's like a person that people. It's like, yeah, once you get caught people and you get in jail, do we really care if you get in jail? Like, brother, how about you just not do the crime? Like, yeah, all this built up over time, and now it's all coming crashing down, and you have nowhere to turn because at every turn you see a mirror of you doing that exact same thing to someone else. But whenever you were making hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars a year off of it, it was fine. But as soon as the shoe was on the other foot, you can't do that. You're an incel. You can't do that. That's mean.
Now, I know a lot of this is very grotesque and obsessive. I would prefer if people didn't talk about me and my wife or other people in this way. I briefly want to talk about the concept of being a lolcow, because these fucking losers, they love the concept of like labeling someone a lolcow and then like bullying them and watching their life spiral out of control. They won't, say as much. They'll just be like, yeah, we just do it for laughs. The whole thing's entertainment. It's just just innocent guys just having a laugh. Thankfully, Anissa and I are in a much safer and privileged position than many other people who are the targets of guys like this who want to bully them into submission.
Literally. The pot calling the kettle black. You have several series on your channels from back in the day of you doing this exact same thing, bullying people into submission. Like, he can't be out here calling people out for this whenever that was his whole plan to become a millionaire. He cannot be calling people out for the chat. It'd be one thing if he was just a regular guy playing video games, right? Corey X Kitchen, and people were doing this to him. I support that fully. That statement makes so much sense. Whenever your whole entire career path was to make fun, bully, and belittle people for hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, my guy, you can't be calling foul whenever the other team got the ball and they're slam dunking on you, got their nuts in your face. You cannot. You gotta just be like, hey, that's game. Hey, that's game. I can't be mad. That's the game. Like, brother, you can't be mad that someone younger than you, faster than you, smarter than you is coming up. Like, I don't know how you hating. How are you hating? Like, this is literally just him hating. These people are doing the exact same method I was doing, except for they're raking in more money than me. They can't do that. They were faster than me with uploading. They made a better series all about me. For some reason, whenever I upload, they upload the same video right to my shit, and then they get 10 times the view. I can't compete. That's all I hear is he can't compete. And now he's trying to change up the rules because he's too old and frail to be playing contact sports. It's like, brother, get out the game if you can't be playing the game the way it's meant to be played. You were the one that literally invented this style of bullying. By the way, he was the one that invented going after people specifically and calling them out for their littlest flaws. And now whenever it's happening to him, Now, boys, he does talk about a couple other, streamers slash YouTubers like Sensitive Society, Tech Tone, and more Pegasus up here, but I'll be honest, we're gonna skip past those. He's just crying. All right, it is not even good rebuttals. Like, he's just not even making a good rebuttal to any of them. But we will go over them on the stream, so follow down below. Join the Discord as well. I always say you guys as soon as I go live. But we're gonna skip past all that. We're gonna get right back to basically the beginning of the video where he was talking about the $5,000 that was, I guess, owed to his coach that he never paid, but he's saying there was never no contract. So I'm just sitting here like, damn. So from what it sounds like, it may have been a verbal contract, and now that he's mad, he can just back out anytime. That's why you need to get that shit in ink and paper, boys. A12. You always need to get your contracts on A12, because if you don't, trust me, YouTubers especially, they love saying, "Oh, I'll do all this for you," and then as soon as the public comes around, I said none of that. You guys know me, I'm extremely selfish. I'm like, shit, this happened to me so long ago. Thought I had a career for life with a huge stream, and that motherfucker one day upped and said, I want to retire. Twitch paid me so much fucking money because they had those contracts. He decided to retire and fired me. All because he got paid so much fucking money he could retire. And he said, fuck it. Why not? Oh, straight. You still need a job. You. I hate streamers. Oh my god, I hate them with a passion. But yeah, that was my life lesson right there. I had a nice old golden goose that I didn't have any contract with. He verbally gave me the world, but as soon as his nice little nest egg came in, he said, "F it, I'm gonna retire at 32." Like, you bitch ass nigga, get the fuck out of here. So yeah, boys, anytime you're dealing with any business, always get a contract. Even with your own best friend you known since 5. Them the motherfuckers you need to get a contract with the most. Anyone. I'm just saying. Trust me. It will save you all the headaches in the future whenever you can show them that little piece of paper they signed 10 years ago.
When my rancid boxing coach and his wife decided to go on the H3 podcast as like this mutual exchange of talking shit about Anissa and I in exchange for $5,000, that was sort of under the premise that I owed them some sort of bonus money.
Yeah, I mean, like, we were also promised a bonus on CC1, and we never got it. But because Michael was so nice, he didn't want to, like, make Ian feel uncomfortable and ask Ian and Nisa about it.
And I was always under the assumption that there was no bonus, because even though he told me there was a bonus, he then disappeared for 6 months and I never saw him. So I was like, was there a bonus or was there not a bonus?
There was never a bonus. I never spoke to these losers about a bonus. I was paying these people an hourly rate to do the job that I asked for them to do, and they got paid. This fucking loser with the beard got paid $32,000 for training an influencer to box, and she got paid $9,000 to film some of it. They conveniently never talked to either one of us about it.
You confronted about that? You asked them, or you didn't want to
I just let it be.
Because I'm the same.
They conveniently don't have any text messages or emails or contracts that have anything to do with bonus money because that conversation didn't happen. They are lying to Ethan and his crew, and they're lying to the audience.
Again, this is a very, touchy situation because they easily could have had a verbal agreement like, oh, yeah, if the event goes off without a hitch, I'll pay you an extra $5K, a little $5K. Because let's not sit here and act like Idubbbz wasn't paying bonuses to other people at Creator Clash 1. He was paying everyone bonuses at Creator Clash 1. So we're not going to sit here and act like a little $5K bonus was going to break the bank for him. He probably forgot about it. And now he got mad, and now he's not going to do anything about it, and he's not going to give them their money that they deserve. Like, if you want me to break it down, as a YouTuber, and as someone that has worked with plenty of YouTubers in the past that be trying to lie their little asses off, this is very much plausible. These motherfuckers dodge contracts, by the way. It's always never a good time. It's always right after this. It's always, oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. And they never, sign it and, give it over. It's always that. It's the quote unquote polite rejection, I guess, of they will gladly continue to work with you, But anytime you try to present them with the contract that they verbally agreed to, oh yeah, I get to that after the yo, let me stream right quick. I gotta stream right quick. Yo, after today, oh man, I keep forgetting. Yo, I had this party at this famous person's house, so I'll do it in the morning once I'm not hungover. They will gladly do anything with you without a contract. They will get content out of you without a contract. They'll put your ass in little videos without a contract. They will do anything they can without a contract. Trust me, YouTubers are some little slimy snakes, chat. I'm just letting you know right now. Is it plausible that Michael is lying? Very much. It is very much plausible. But it's also plausible that they had a verbal agreement. Idubbbz forgot. Michael didn't want to rock the boat because he already saw, like, hey man, they're riding high right now. Let's not rock the boat right now. I want to get, another job, train with them. Okay. So I'll just wait. The whole Creator Clash 2 thing went down. Then, they got into that little beef. And now Idubbbz is like, what $5,000? Yeah, we may have shook hands, but is there paper with that? So I'm like, it's easily deniable by Idubbbz, but also I know YouTubers / streamers, chat. They are some slimy little pieces of shit.
How is it that we put on this great event? We raised $1.3 million for charity, and he promised us a bonus. And then right after the event, he just kind of pretend like he's too busy to check in with us.
Too busy to check in with you? I don't need to fucking check in with you. You're not my parents. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You weren't promised a bonus. I was doing my own shit. Why the fuck would I want to spend my time with you when I'm filming a show with Dax Flame? You guys are fucking losers.
And he wonders why Hassan never invites him on stream. This man cannot maintain a friendship. Just saying, chat. This is the person that you don't want to be. These are people that probably at one point very much did care about you, even if they did ask you for some financial help in getting their gym started. Duh, you're a rich, famous YouTuber. It's like a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's like being able to be in the elevator with like Michael Bloomberg and then pitching to him some business plan. At least try. Like, you miss 100% of shots you don't take. Like, how are you going to be offended that someone's like, you're so successful, I want you to help me if you could. If not, that's fine. But instead of him taking that as an honor of showing how far he came in life, he's like, that's disgusting. The poors even want to beg me for money now. Like, maybe this is the true reason why this man didn't have sex until 26, chat. A very sad age to start f***ing. Maybe this is the reason why. Is because he just refused to take any shot, anything. He's so scared of rejection. These two people are literally showing him, yo, even if you reject me, that's fine. I still want to be your friend. Like, we can still have a beautiful relationship. Like, that's fine. He's like, no, I rejected you. So you can't come nowhere near me now. It's like, what? But for some reason, this man Idubbbz now is trying to play the I'm richer than you, or at least was richer than you card, because obviously in the video I showed you guys, and he's about to play in this next clip, they said, no, we didn't ask for the bonus after event because obviously these people are working class citizens. They're not rich YouTubers. They want the second event. They want to actually get paid to help him train in the second event. So yeah, you kind of don't want to, rock the boat with someone and then they're just like, oh my god, they actually asked me for the 5,000. I was playing around. Take the money. Don't even think I'm coming back next year. I'm getting a new trainer, right? People know how fickle other people are, especially around money, and this is literally showing him how fickle he is around money and how much he changes as soon as a dollar comes in. I'm like, this man is trying to act like he isn't in his stepmother's basement right now. He's trying to flex that little 5K, like 5,000. That's a lot of money for you. That's a lot of money for you. Brother, you need it. Remember, your house, you're underwater by a couple $100K. We talked about it in that last video. Brother, you need that 5K. If anything, go ahead and put your little wallet up. We know it ain't in there. We know.
You confronted about that? You asked them, or you didn't want to?
No, I just let it be.
Because I'm the same.
If it was promised to you, if this imaginary bonus was promised to you, that should give you a lot of confidence to at least say, bonus? That's potentially a lot of money for you, in this fictional scenario where you were promised a bonus. Surely it makes sense to at least inquire if it was promised to you, right? Because I'd been consistently paying you day after day for all the work you were doing. So if I never missed a payment for you and your wife and a bonus was promised at some point, then don't you think it would be pretty fucking obvious and apparent that you should text me, hey, what about that bonus? Of course, but there was no bonus because you're fucking lying.
Now again, Michael could be lying, chat, but also as normal everyday people like us that actually had to work for once in our lives, we know sometimes our employers will say one thing, you'll have break at 12 comes around. No, you see, this person, they left, so now you have it at 1:30. It's like, okay, 1:30 comes around. Well, can you at least mop the floors right quick before your break? 2 coming around. I'm like, bruh, where's my break? Fine, take your break. It ain't, right? You gotta fight some people, and some people just don't want to fight people over little things like that. Sometimes you're just like, fuck it, I'll just work through the rest of it. I don't care. I just want to take the break. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, as an employee, you do not want any animosity from your employer. Because I don't know if you know this, chat, they live in the United States, just like me. We have no rights when it comes down to being employed. You can get fired like that. So obviously, you're going to take a lot more shit as an employee because you know, especially in this economy, you're not getting another job that soon, all right? It is not that quick, all right? So yeah, of course, they were like, all right, maybe we might skip on this $5,000 bonus, but obviously if we get that $32K training again next year, that'll hopefully help us out and we can just stay afloat for a little bit longer. Like, brother, you're the person that he's saying agreed to it, and then you were the one that didn't, back up your agreement. My guy, I'm just saying, I have worked with YouTube chat. This shit has happened. I'm not going to sit here and act like Idubbbz is completely innocent. I'm not going to do that because he 100% knows the power dynamics between the employer and the employee asking for what they might believe is too much from the employer. Like, let's all be honest here. This man exploded on Michael whenever Michael just asked, can you be a guarantor on my gym? That didn't mean he had to put down any money. Now, obviously, it didn't mean he was liable for any, debts if that came up. But from what the person was making it seem like, he was just like, I just need you to sign a paper. If you didn't want to, just say no. Obviously, the person wasn't in a financial position to open the gym without someone with more money than him. Idubbbz took that in a greedy way. Michael proposed it as a business option. Michael was going to put down all the money that was going to be needed for the gym. Idubbbz just had to be a guarantor. They probably could have raked in millions together, but instead of that, he'd rather go all stomping and crying about it, even though all he had to do was just sign the paper. Don't get me wrong, being liable for that much amount of debt would give you so much anxiety, but also the thing could have worked out as well because you're a huge YouTuber and you could have just promoted the gym to your, well, at the time, 7 million fans. My guy, it seemed like a win-win that you didn't want to take because you wanted to go cry about Creator Clash lost 250K. And so now I gotta crowdfund it, even though he easily could have raised that money just by making videos about anything. Chat, this man, again, his channel is a money printing machine. He can probably still print thousands upon thousands of dollars a month, at least 10K a month. I'm saying a solid 10K a month. He could probably print that by just daily uploading. Even if he got slashed in half, only 50K people watched. Brother, you can easily reach 10 to 20K a month off of that. You can easily. This man is a lazy fucking bum. Fucking just absolute lazy bum. That is all I have to say. He's a lazy bum to nieces and I guess his now mom. Like, that's all he is. Motherfucker can make tens of thousands of dollars a month. But instead of that, he'd rather cry on the internet about how hard his life is as a rich at one point, and at one point successful YouTuber. Like, that was his whole plan. Instead of him getting to another business venture that could have brought him in millions by just freely promoting it to his fans, he'd rather just cry about H3H3 not having the same political views as them. It's like, bro, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, there's literally nothing else you can say. Chat, imagine your job every day is to speak for at least 8 minutes into a microphone and you can make at least $400 to $500 a day. That is legit his job. And he's saying it's too hard. Chat, that is a lazy, freeloading fucking bum. Alright, I would say it needs to divorce him because this nigga ain't doing shit with his life. This is the most bummiest bum I ever seen in my life. Bro would rather freeload off of his elderly step parents, not even his parents. Bro would rather freeload off of them instead of putting his face to the goddamn grindstone. Like, I'm not about that Sigma male bullshit, right, Chad? I'm like, that's some bullshit. But goddamn, whenever you have it that easy, sometimes you just gotta wonder, why the hell are some people this fucking retarded? Like, this man truly is mentally disabled. He could easily fix all his problems by shutting the fuck up on all this political shit, because you obviously don't know nothing about it. Shutting the fuck up about other YouTubers. Just making regular videos. If you want to make baking videos, make baking videos. Just make them. All right, people will watch them. Just make baking videos. Instead of you just ignoring everyone and making the content that you think will make you the happiest, and even being happy with a smaller view count, but uploading more frequently to keep the money coming in, he'd rather bum off of his elderly step parents. Brother, you're a bum. You are a bum. All right, but you know, we got to wrap up this video. It's getting a little too long, and I'm gonna be honest here. The more angry I get, the more sick I'm getting. I'm gonna have to get highly medicated again in a minute. But Idubbbz does have one more thing to say about the H3 podcast. All right, he has one more thing to say about them, so let me go ahead and play that for you.
Now, to the crew of the H3 podcast, I have something important to say. I think you are all pieces of shit.
So yeah, that was his big and important announcement to the H3 podcast at the end. He's so stunning, so brave. He even did a little dance at it. I'm about sick and tired of this motherfucking dance at the end. It was funny whenever I was like 13, 14. And he was doing little dances at it. Brother, you're 34 and you can't dance. All right, this is not endearing anymore. You're not making like a little funny gag at the end of like a scathing video. Brother, this is sad. The video was sad and your dances are sad. Almost as sad as your wife also crashing out yesterday on Twitter. Boys, go ahead and click this video right here to find out why was she crashing out. But other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.